Oh, we live right now?
I think we are. I'm just checking to make sure. Are we live? Sometimes it takes a minute
Yeah,
to
I know. I have that problem too on Mondays. And not. Oh, we are live! What is going on, race fans? Do we have a show for you tonight here in the third race of our season here at Kansas? 15 drivers in total making the field tonight. A lot of new faces. Some guys switching up numbers again and again. But we won't call out names, Kari. But that giggle you heard was from my brother in the booth, Sir Timmy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again. If you missed last week's race, they were on the North American Racing Channel because none of us were available. So they
Nope.
were the backup plan. And so in case you missed that race, you're just like us. We're kind of catching up here. They were at Michigan last week, and I think it was one of our new drivers, Mafia CEO Lovin,
Yep.
MC Lovin, McLovin, is in the series now, and he enters strong with his dominant performance last week at Michigan with a win.
Yeah, but we also saw that D. Allison, one of the guys who has been really strong all season, had another strong showing out there. It was actually a pretty good race. I skimmed through the highlight. I skimmed through a couple of the highlights, and it actually looked like a pretty good race. So if you haven't seen it, go check out the North American Racing Series channel. I also want to give a big shout out to the North American Racing Series for definitely saving our bacon last week. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been no shot being able to broadcast that race. So definitely want to give a big shout out to them. Definitely one of the cool sponsors on the channel here at Phantom. So, but yeah, we should be in for an action-packed race tonight. Series regulars mixed in with some new guys, some newcomers. Always good to see guys trying to prove themselves in what I think is probably one of the toughest racing leagues here in the NASCAR Heat 5 game.
Absolutely. Qualifying almost wrapped up here. And we got 15 cars, probably one of the largest fields we've had in a minute in this series. And a lot of new names I'm looking at right now. We got Big Dog Turner, he's in the 41 car. Got McLovin, he's in the 20. He switched over. Keith is back. He's in the 55. Shack Tack switched over to the 19 Toyota, so he'll be in that car. Sir Gillian's in the 45. B. Nizzy in the 24. And you also got drivers, our returning drivers like Pro Trader, Kari in the 22 now. Davey Allison, our points leader, in the number 1. And Ed, though, in the 77, off to a strong start this season. Got his first podium last week. Looking to carry that momentum here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And you and I have seen a couple of these guys, these new guys racing all over this game, but right now we just have to worry about the number situation because, Kari switches his number up every week, so that's something to keep an eye on. Luckily, everybody else seems to be in the same number. Thank God for Ed, though, always taking the 77. I never really have to second guess that one.
We're going to implement a 20-point penalty for every number change from here on out.
it's it's like in fantasy football where you set a cap limit to where after you pick up 3 free agents, you have to start paying the league after that.
And qualifying is over. As we look at the
Oh
starting
boy,
line, and I believe that is
man!
JCR Clashin, who is making his Phantom debut tonight in the number 23 McDonald's Toyota.
Right now we know who's in sec. We know who's in second and fifth, but I really can't round out the top five yet because someone in the bottom five has made. We got first and third. and 4th, both in there. Series
So,
regulars not really having. Oh, they're saying join now. They just got out of qualifying.
all right,
Oh,
I
nope.
guess we'll.
That was quick.
Didn't even get a chance to look at the full lineup, but we see clashing on pole. McLovin second, I think.
Yeah, JRC Clash and P. Fulton getting a 3rd spot. Hukaki Bukaki getting a top 5 start.
Oh, that's right. Hockey Bukaki is back in Phantom, making his return. He made a few starts amongst both our Pro-Am and Pro Series last season, kind of midway through, kind of went away for a bit, and now he's back. Not someone who normally runs in the custom cars. He typically runs with the default sliders, and he's usually pretty fast over there. So a little different for him, but he's made the switch over very well. So it's Clashin, McLovin, Fulton started 3rd. Then Hockey Bukaki in the 10, Shack Attack, Kari, Keith in the 55, Ed in the 77, B Nizzy in the 24, Stag Slayer in the 9, MN Pro Trader, Sir Gillians, D. Allison, Big Dog Turner, and K2. That is your 15-car field as we are already underway here in Kansas. JCR Clashin taking a commanding lead early on as everyone's trying to hitch a ride to the top lane. That is where you want to be here at Kansas. P. Fulton with a very strong start up into 2nd place in that 62. He's going to try to slide up in front of the 20 and take over and solidify himself in 2nd place, but he can't quite do it. There just isn't enough momentum in that middle lane, and he's going to get ganged up on. And look at all these other cars on the outside of him taking advantage, including the 19 of Shack Attack, the 22 of Kari, the 10 of Hockey Bukaki, who barely gets into the wall, coming off turn 4, and Fulton will settle in line.
Yeah, and definitely with these guys riding that high line, it's definitely going to be a hard track to make passes. You're going to have to really set them up where you want them. It's probably going to be on the exit of the corners, probably down the straightaway, dive it into the corner and drive the slide job is probably what you're going to be seeing most of the time around this course. But we got some guys still chugging around the bottom. 45 is Sir Gillian's looking to make the pass on the 24. So hard to scroll through the field with this many drivers. A B Nizzy. And he's able to make that pass, sliding himself up into the 7th spot. Meanwhile, the top 6 really starting to make the break, separating themselves from the rest of this field. Still being led, though, by the 23 of JCR Clashin, with the 19, with the 20 behind him, and the 19 rounding out the top 3. It's so hard with a field this big to really know who's going to be the guy to watch, because you got a mix of the series regulars and the newcomers that are here sporadically throughout the season. So it's really just a toss-up on who's really going to put the show on. But right now, it's the new guys. The top 3 is all new guys. Kari is the first series regular, and he's back there in 4th. Then you got the 10 of Hockey Bukaki. He was a part-timer last year, so he's a little bit of a toss-up on a newcomer / series regular.
I can tell you who to watch out for, as I've raced against some of these new guys. Kind of shows that we got the pro in Pro-Am, if you want to consider this the Pro-Am series still, if they were to kind of just making this just the overall Phantom series on Saturdays. But I can tell you that those JCR guys, Clashin and McLovin, are the pros. And even if a guy like Clashin, who kind of joked around earlier saying that he's probably hasn't been on the game in a hot minute, he's still got the speed in that 23. Like, he's always been one of the faster guys on this game. So if I were to pick a favorite, it would be him.
2 guys up front. I know I've been in the same lobbies as that 19 as well. That 19 of Shack Attack is definitely a good one to watch. Actually, no, Shack Attack. Oh, I totally got him mixed up with another guy. But he was
switched
definitely one of
numbers
the.
too.
He did, and it confused the hell out of me for a second.
Thanks a lot.
Again. However, but Shack Attack's definitely one to watch. I forgot he is a series regular, so it's actually Shack Attack and third who is the first series regular. But yeah, those two newcomers in the front with the McLovin and Clashin. Clashin definitely not showing any rust after not being on this game for a hot minute. He's definitely flexing his muscle today.
Yeah, so for
Been
some
leading
guys, it's
every
probably
lap.
like riding a bike.
Well,
Some
for
things you
him,
just
it's
don't
like
forget.
riding a motorbike. This makes it look easy right now. He's led every lap of the first 10 here.
Taking a look at the second pack, led by Sir Gillians in this Michael Jordan number 45. He is leading the charge in that second group. As that first pack has broken away, McLovin looked like he tagged the wall. He was running in second, and he's going to drop to the tail of this line, putting him in P5. And you got the lone wolf Hockey Bukaki in the middle of these two trains. And if I'm that 45 of Sir Gillians, I am trying to catch that 10 car.
And
Get
the
a bit of a
difference between
slipstream and see if I can gain on him here.
yeah, and the difference you see between the two packs is that first group is so tight on each other. Meanwhile, Sir Gillians is like a quarter straightaway away from the rest of the cars behind him, so just cannot get the help behind that he needs to be able to get himself closer to the lead pack. But I think that's because he's catching the draft of the 10 now, which he is. Track this wide, not very many. I mean, the tri-oval you can almost take in a straight line with how long that tri-oval is. There's not really much of a bend to it, so the draft, a heavy factor here. And we saw that 20 take a skim off the wall. That's definitely something you got to watch out for on a track where you're going to be running that wall the entire race. One mistake, and like you saw there, he went from second to fifth. And if there are any more cars behind him, he probably could have dropped farther. But look at that 19. Shack Attack up to P2 now. And now we got a car there coming up, a lap car there coming up on. I have no idea who that is.
That is the 41 car.
Big
of
Dog
Big Dog.
Turner.
Looked like he might have made contact with the wall. I saw a little bit of damage on his car. He is caved in both the front and the rear. We missed what happened to him. And it looks like he's hanging on for dear life.
Well, I can still comfortably say he'd be doing better than I would be if I was out there. So, I probably would have been lapped about, 14 laps ago. Not saying I would have been lapped at the top of the green, which I would not doubt. But he's being nice, dropping to the bottom, letting the leaders go by.
Clashing, getting
Meanwhile,
by.
these guys just continue to break away from that second pack back there. The gap between the two continues to grow.
So we're about 15 laps into this 39 lap stage, and the fuel window on it, if I remember correctly, is probably around 18 or 19. So I want to say the pit requirement is about 2 stops. I'm not 100% sure how many laps they can go on a tank of fuel, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. See what kind of strategy we have.
I think what it was at the start of the week, when I read it at the start of the week, I think it was 2-1, and they did say 1, and there would have to be some fuel strategy in stage 2, and then I think it was 2 to round off. I think it's 2-1-2.
Oh, Hockey into the wall. As that second pack was catching him. Looked like he had a hard time holding it. He's going to go to the bottom here. I wonder if he might be pitting now. And
Yep.
he is. So is the 23 at Clashin, short pitting. 41 gonna fix his damage. The 5 of Pro Trader comes in a little faster than the 41. And I think with the 23, his call to pit, because he was leading that entire time, was burning up more fuel than the cars that were drafting with him. And looks like everyone else is following suit. The 19 and the 22 are on the bottom. The 20 is staying high, staying on the track, and will take over the lead as he will stay up for another lap. And this group of 3 will pit together, as well as that second pack, led by the 45, the 77 of Ed, though, the 1 of D. Allison. Then you got Keith and B. Nizzy right behind that group as well. Stag Slayer and the 9 car still out on track. And that looks like that's everybody accounted for. Clashin will come out alone. So with that short pit, he'll have fresher tires to start off with.
Yeah,
we'll see,
making up time is what you got to do here, so you got to get the most out of it while you got it.
Problem with that is, with how strong the draft is on this game, pitting alone might actually hurt you, even if it is a short pit.
Yeah, which is why McLovin is probably going to have the hardest time of all, because he was on an island literally by himself, and that's how he comes down pit road as right now. I believe it will be the 23 that is your second place driver right now, you would assume.
So McLovin on pit road, he's going to finish up his service.
And 20 now off pit road, getting passed by the 23. We'll see if that means that the 23 is your race leader. And it does. Move JCR Clashing back to the race lead. And the 20 actually losing a spot after all that. Went from about 4th back to about 5th. And we've seen this a lot of times.
Ooh.
One group of 3.
Oh, they make contact, the 62 and the 20.
Oh, 20 the 62 trying to clear himself. He wants to stay ahead of the 20. But unfortunately, we'll have to let the 20 go by. But right now, we got the top 6 separated into 2 groups of 3. Another group of 3 behind them. We'll see which one has the speed, but right now the 23 really doesn't need any help. He's keeping a healthy gap between him and the 19 and the 22.
I think what that 62 was doing is he was taking advantage of a car that had not yet gotten up to speed, because he was still getting out of the pits. And as he cleared him off 4, he cleared him from the bottom while the 20 was gaining all that momentum from the outside and was just trying to take that line away, because that top lane is where you want to be. So he got his nose on the outside, and the 62 didn't want him to have it. And a little bit of push coming to shove, but the 20 prevails, and he's going to have the tire advantage here, as he will lead this trio and chase down that group of 3 in front of him, led by Clashin, then Shaktak, and Kari. That is your top 3. About 23, 24 laps into this first stage.
Yeah, and I think if you're the 62 as well, you were kind of hoping that the really fast car would be willing to help you by helping himself get to the top 3 as well, so the gap wouldn't be so bad, but fortunately not the way it worked out. 16 laps to go. I just saw across the screen here. Left in stage 1. And we said at the start, I believe there's one more pit stop that's going to need to be made here.
And I think Ed heard you, because he's going to already make that second stop. That 77's on pit road early.
All right, we saw this a lot last year too. In the Pro Series, with a couple of drivers going to make their first pit stop, then 1 to 2 laps later, come right back down again to clear that second one.
Fulton coming across the box, he will make his second stop.
All right. So the driver's now coming down. We also saw that some guys would come down, like wait till like the last 3 laps, get fuel only, and come out and not really lose that much time. And wouldn't need to take on as much fuel to be able to get themselves to the end of the stage and be on pit road less for a shorter amount of time. So we'll see what strategy these guys in the top 3 go. All I know is the 62 coming down definitely didn't help the 20 of McLovin. He is now basically on an island by himself as he goes by the 41 who just came off of pit road. 41 now probably 1 or 2 laps down. Here comes the 10 though this time by coming down pit road. He'll make his second stop, and that definitely doesn't help the 20 at all, as he will continue to now lose that top 3. Now, if you're the 20 and you see yourself in this little predicament where all you're going to do is continuously lose time to the leader, are you going to take a gamble here shortly to short pit and try and get yourself a little bit closer at the end of this to those top 3? Or at least take a shot at it? Or are you just going to run your run?
I think at this point he's already made his plan. That's why he's still out there on track. But I want to make a comment about the 10, because he was in that second pack, and I noticed after that first stop, he gained a lot of time to where he was actually grouped back up with the guys that were running up front. So he must have had a really good pit stop. But also, I don't know exactly what he took. Some guys are probably going to be taking fuel only. I just looked at Ed's stream. When he made his early second stop, he took a splash and go.
Yep.
I mean, some guys could be flip-flopping it. Some guys might have taken their splash and go early and short-pitted for the second stop and took tires. Some guys are probably kind of flipping it up, doing whatever. Heck, some guys are probably going to take tires on both stops. I don't really know. Like, the box is pretty much open as far as strategy is going to be going here.
All right, now the top 3 remain the same. McLovin still in, or the top 4 remain the same. Right now, the 45 of Sir Gillian's being shown in the 5th spot as he's going to take a shortcut, we'll call it, through the grass and onto pit road. I don't know if that's going to amount to a black flag, but I mean, he didn't run over the commitment cone, so that's not a violation. I think he might be okay, but he's down pit road now.
As long as the speeding police don't track him going faster than where he should, then he should be alright. That's a splash. Yeah. No black flag for him, it's a splash and go.
Yeah. I tell you, though, there's one guy who I'm a little surprised we haven't really talked about. That's the one, D. Allison. He's really had a strong showing the first 2 weeks. Really had a really strong performance at Daytona. Had another strong performance last week at Michigan. But he has not had that speed is not translated here at Kansas.
I think his problem is that he didn't have a good qualifying earlier, and that kind of set him back at the start. And with that second group getting split up from the front, he was kind of stuck back there, and at this track, it's kind of hard to really make up any sort of time. As the leaders are putting K2 a lap down, Clashin's going to go low. I think he might be pitting.
He is.
The 22 Akari stays out on track. The 19 is on pit road. Shack Attack is going to follow the 23 on. So the 22 is still out there. The 1 car's coming in. The 20 is still out there. I don't know if he stopped yet or not.
Nope. Ooh, sorry. The 20 of McLovin has not made his pit stop yet. And the 22 still has not made his. So he's going to, I think, try and run this thing as far as it can go. Come in for a quick splash and go with 3 laps. Left. Probably in this stage. And see if he can sneak one.
Meanwhile, the 19 of Shack Attack came out miles behind the 23, and now he's grouped with the 1 of D. Allison. I don't know if he took tires or got caught speeding.
I think he had to have. There's no way.
He lost quite a bit of time, and from what I saw at the end of that shot of him coming in, he looked like he was getting in there really quick. I don't know. We'll have to monitor that as the 20 is on pit road now.
22 still has not come down. You got to assume that he will be down this time. He is slowing down. He's riding the bottom. And here we go. The leader coming down.
I love that at this track. When you see the car go to the inside lane, you know they're coming in because there's no real good reason to be down there. Unless it's for that.
Like we said, with a handful of laps. 5 laps to go. About 4 laps to go, sorry. This time, when he comes down.
The 20's out.
It should be 3 laps to go, because the drivers are still unlapping themselves as the 22 crosses the line there. At least the driver I'm watching is still unlapping himself. Well, we will see how this all shakes out, because I am genuinely very curious to see how the 22 holds his track position, as it is the 23 who is your race leader. So the short pit from the 22 does not work.
Yeah, when everyone's kind of agreed that they're going to take a splash and go on the last stop, and there isn't really much of a tire difference when no one's taking tires, not really much you can gain stretching it out like that 22 did.
But look at the 20 though. Look at how much time that 20 gained, and now should be in second as we are on the white flag lap this time by 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. 23 of JCR Clashin and McLovin, like they were at the start of this race, running 1-2. And as they go into turn 3, runs a clean line, nice and easy with it. Knows he has half a straightaway between him and the 20. JCR Clashin will come across the line, and he will be your stage 1 winner, as the 20 of McLovin will come across in second. As you wait for the guy I'm watching to cross the line, so that way I know the running order. These for the full top 5. I have no idea.
Yeah,
he was running a 9.
Looks like Shack Attack got 3rd. In that number 19, then Fulton, Hockey. Kari gets 6th. Then Eddo 7th, Davey Allison in 8th in that one car. 9th, Sir Gillian's in the 45, and Keith rounds out your top 10. Then Pro Trader, B Nizzy, and Stag Slayer. K2 and Big Dog. That is your running order.
Yeah, and there was a fight between D. Allison and Sir Gillian. Sir Gillian's had to run the bottom through 3 and 4, trying to take away the 8th position. Had the run, or had his nose up, but the 1 had the run. Right now, we're back looking at the leaders. The 23 of JCR Clashin will lead them to green, with the 20 of McLovin to his outside. Green flag is out here in stage number 2. And JCR are going to clear McLovin as everybody tries to edge their way up to the high line ever so gently. Don't want to go up there too fast and risk loose conditions with the car. Is the 20 going to try?
Now's a good time to do that.
He does! The 20 to the lead. The 23 is not going to try the crossover. The 10 shoots up high behind him.
I take back what I said earlier. There is a good time to go to the bottom lane, and it's on a restart, because at that point the cars aren't fully up to speed yet.
Oh,
the 10 cars into the wall.
The 10. Oh, got squeezed
He's
maybe by the 19. Oh, and then smacked by the 9.
He was trying to stay out of everyone's way, and the 9 car did him no favors. Now Davies into the wall in that 1 car. Everyone's fanning out, scattering, trying to avoid each other. And the mix-up here is Sir Gillian's in the 45. Biggest mover on the restart, up into 4th place. Bringing along Kari and Keith up into P6. Fulton dropped all the way to 7th, then Ed, though, in 8th. Pro Trader and Bean Izzy are side by side with Stag Slayer right behind him in that 9 car. The top 3 kind of unchanged with McLovin and Clashin switching. Shack Attack is still in 3rd, but everyone else is pretty much kind of went back and forth.
Yeah, we saw when the 10 tried to stay on the outside, the 19 kind of crept up into his lane a little bit.
Oh, McLovin's blocking the 23. Shack Attack's gonna capitalize on both of them. What was that there?
I was gonna say, I figured it'd be way too early to signal the pit. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know if
but
he was
it was just a block.
An interesting block at that, because it gives the lead to the 19. And it also brings in the 45 of Sir Gillian's and everybody else into the picture.
Oh man, just when you thought you had an edge, you give it up. And now the whole top 3 has all been changed since the drop of the green here in stage 2. Is now the 20 getting railroaded, loses 2 spots. The 23 and the 45, as he was left all on his own on the outside. As now he's going to try and slingshot back by again. He's going to try and squeeze up on the 45. The 45 not going to let him through.
He's got to run, and it's going to lose a spot to Kari as well. Tried to gain 1, and he loses 2.
Look at this, behind him, 3 wide into 3.
Fulton on the outside, trying to keep it off the wall, but him and Pro Trader make contact, and Fulton's going to lose more spots as a result.
Oh, as we see the 22, I thought I saw the 22 do a slide job, but no, we didn't. Pete Fulton going to drop way off of this lead draft. As now we see the 10 of Hockey Bukaki, he has also lost the lead draft. And now Shack Attack losing the lead to the 23. And now look at this. The 45 has the top side and the help. Moves Sir Gillian's to the lead. Now he's going to go down low, block, cut the run off the 23. 23 from the lead to 4th is the 40. Oh, the 22, Kari into the wall. He's going to lose spots.
He tapped it a little bit, not too hard though, but him and the 20 tried to clear him there. Trying to capitalize on the 22's mishap, but that's going to allow the 45 a little bit of breathing room, but that's just going to mean, it just means they're just going to run him down. 55 of Keith is into the wall.
Man, stage 2 already having some calamity and shenanigans, and this was supposed to be the stage we tried to save fuel on. Ha!
It's a 37 lap stage, a little 2 laps shorter than stage 1.
Which is probably why they call it the Save Fuel Audible, so you'll be seeing these guys potentially running these cars out of gas.
Ed was
now,
gaining time.
I could be wrong about the one pit stop on
Ed and
stage
Pro
2.
Trader settled this out. They're getting side by side as they were catching the lead pack. Ed got into the wall, and him and the 5 made a ton of contact. They hold it together, but they're going to lose a ton of time. Ed leading the second group in 6th place.
And how about Ed, though, this year? Got a stage win at Daytona. Got a podium finish. Last week got to be up in the booth. And here he is. Nice top 10 in a very competitive field. 5's going to go by. The 9's going to go by. Figuring he'd be the helper, not the leader here, as we see cars now coming off of pit road.
That's the SHR
I believe those
cars.
are just it. Yeah. None of the leaders so far.
And that was the 41 of Big Dog Turner and the 10 of Hockey. And Hockey had that big issue. And I think he had to pit because he was losing time with all that damage. But here you got the top 5 on an island of their own, broken away from the rest of the pack. Shack Attack running in 5th place right now in that Bass Pro Shops Toyota. And this is a pack that is right now being led by the 45 of Sir Gillians, who was in that second pack, kind of further back in the running order in Stage 1. Had a terrific restart that got him all the way up to the lead. But on the downside of that, because he is leading, he's burning through his fuel more than the cars behind him. So guys like Kari and Clashin in no hurry to take the lead back from him. So they're just going to let him burn his fuel quicker.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to see some of the newcomers into this series. This is his second race this season out of the 3 that we've run, but still technically a newcomer to the series. But him having a good run is definitely cool to see. As that second group with the 5 of MN Pro Trader and the 9 Stag Slayer and the 77 of Edtho, they've not only lost track of the lead pack, but they've lost track with each other. Ton of room between those 3 cars now as they're just waiting for the 3 cars behind them to basically catch them up.
Yeah, and with that tank slapper that Stag Slayer had just now, definitely didn't help, as Pro Trader is going to pull away from him. So yeah, not really going to gain anything when they're not running together. And you got this group of 3 behind them with B Nizzy, the 1 car, D Allison, who comes into this race as our points leader 2 races in. Not having the race he was looking for. And this is, granted, this is a very competitive field compared to what we started with in race 1. And nothing against Davey, but we got a lot of fast guys here tonight. So this is like a really big test for some of these drivers as we have a lead change.
Potentially.
Kari, in that 22, MFF Kari to the inside of the 45 of Sir Gillians.
Oh! Sir Gillians holds his line and holds on to the lead. He does not care about burning his fuel at all. He just wants to lead some laps here at Phantom.
And on the plus side for Kari is that the guys behind him were very kind to let him back in line. He didn't scrub off too much speed trying to make that move, and in a lot of cases here at Kansas where a guy makes a move and it doesn't work, they drop all the way to the back of the line. So Kari's back up here in second and he can have a shot at it again if he wants.
24 coming down this time. And I love I love how diverse this league has gotten with how many newcomers from different leagues, from just people who race for fun to people who are regulars here at Phantom. Oh, the 22 gonna leapfrog the 45. Kari putting his pitting skills to work. We know that the 45 had trouble getting onto pit road last week at Michigan. So Sir Gillian's going to take it pretty careful. He's going to allow the 22 to go by him, hoping he can have a good pit stop here and get back out in front of him, if not with him. But we will have to see when that happens, as I believe the 23, the 20, and the 19 all stay out and continue to stay out. And the best part is they are with each other, so the amount of time lost compared to time gain will be much smaller compared to if they were by themselves. The 23 is going to...
Kari gained a ton of time on Gillians with that contact.
Whoa, the 19 might have sped! Oh, we might be seeing some penalties.
I feel like a Fox cameraman right now. I keep missing all the good stuff.
The 19 with a penalty. Shack Attack gets the speeding penalty coming down pit road. There could be one for the 20 as well. We will have to wait and see. It's right now, 23 still being shown as your race leader, and no penalty for the 20, but yes, the 19 did get the speeding penalty.
And that's going to hurt him track position-wise for the final stage if he wants to get back up into the mix in contention. Like, you can get away with that in stage 1, but stage 2, it definitely hurts with stage points. Like, you're missing out on stage points, but you're missing out on an opportunity to set yourself up towards the end in the final stage. So that's a big blow for the 19 car, as the 22 of Kari cycles out ahead of the 23 and the 45. And let's see what the 20 car is. Yeah, he's right behind the 45. And I think that is 4th place, so Kari is the leader now.
Yep, and showing off his pit strategy prowess. Leapfrogs the 45 before they even get onto pit road. The 45 being a little too cautious there with Sir Gillian's on his entry. Allows Kari to cook it just a little bit stronger going into the pits. And that's all it took. Their pit crews probably were about, I don't know, a 10th off. So it was all pit road entry that cost the 45 not only the lead, but sticking with the 22 in general.
And with that cautious entry the 45 had, that could have been a lot worse with the contact that him and Kari had. Like, I've seen a lot of situations where either a car goes onto pit road a little too hard with a car in front of them, or the car in front of them checks up too early, and it looked like the 45 was being a little conservative. And usually the car that's in front is usually the car that gets screwed over in the end. But luckily the 45 is still in the fight. The 23 and the 22 are trying to get around the lap car.
The 41!
Oh, hang on to it!
Oh,
Big dogs into the grass, and around he goes!
41! Oh, yeah, the 41 was sticking his nose in the lead fight, and the leaders were not happy about it. The 22 lost not only the lead, but got dropped to 3rd. Then it was between the 23 and the 20. And the 20 had the lead, and then had to give it up because the 41 of Big Dog got in the fight. And the 20 showing his displeasure afterwards. No caution, though. We stay green here. Only a 1-car incident. But that just messed up the whole top 3. Or 4 even.
Clashin very heads up there. Took advantage of that mishap between the 22 and the 41. So he's probably the only one that was happy about that exchange, because now he is up front in the lead. But Kari, good news for him is that he's still in this. He still has reach of the leaders, so he can set them up if he needs to. But yeah, if I'm not 22, I'm not happy with what happened there.
Yep. And we get it. It's just racing, but if you're one of the lead guys, you saw multiple times where the 41 could have gone all the way to the bottom, left his car there, and let the leaders go by.
Ooh, Kari hit the wall there. Off turn 4. He's letting Gillians go by. He's going to surrender 3rd place and lose a ton of speed, that 22 car did.
He might have been too generous with letting the 45 go.
Unless something else happened there, because that was a lot of speed loss from the 22.
That looked more than just like letting off. I think his car was super loose and he had to let off just to get it back straight. That allowed the 45 to go through to 3rd, but now only the top 2 have each other to work with. Everyone else on an island by themselves, as we have 9 laps to go. And 9 laps of fuel for these drivers. So might be seeing some lead changes going on with some guys given up the lead in order to get themselves to the end, of this stage.
So while that's going on, do a quick rundown on running positions, kind of go through the field. You got our two leaders here, JCR Clashin leading McLovin in the 20. Then Sir Gillian's in the 45, is in third. MFF Kari, if I can get my buttons correctly here, going through the field. That 22 car running in fourth. And running P5 is Stag Slayer in the 9, who has gotten ahead of Pro Trader. In that 5 car running in 6th, Ed though in the 77 right behind these two in that yellow car running P7. And you see that 24 car on the right side of your screen in 8th. And let's look through the rest of the field here. I want to get to B Nizzy. I want to see who else is behind him. It's hard to really tell. I want to say that's Fulton in the 62. Running in 9th place. Then you got Davey Allison and Keith. Davey tags the wall off too. And then you got Shaq, K2, Big Dog, and I think our lone retirement as Stag Slayer gives up 2 spots to Pro Trader and Ed. That's going to be a battle for 5th place. Ed's going to the outside of Pro Trader. Pro Trader being defensive on the bottom. Kind of gave up the top there. He's going to slide up in front of the 77. But Stag Slayer gave up 2 spots. But as I was saying, it looks like we have a retirement, the 10 car of Hockey, out of this race early after a rough second stage, and he decided to park it for the night.
Yeah, probably the damage made from that heavy contact. We saw him riding the wall through all of turns 1 and 2, basically, so probably sustained too much damage. We saw how much speed he lost after that damage gathered.
Oh, we got a crash, turn 2. Stag Slayer's around in the 9 car.
There's gonna be the yellow.
55 of Keith, and the 1 of Davey Allison, and that'll be a caution. Is that the end of the stage? It's not.
Nope, we're gonna have potentially a 1-lap shootout. Or 2-lap shootout. It's gonna be a green-white checkered for the end of stage 2, potentially.
And I'll tell you, the frustrating thing about having so many cars in the field is there's so many cars to cycle through. I was trying to find a car in the wreck, and I just kept finding all of the wrong cars, so we missed about half that.
Yeah. But now everybody's guaranteed to make it to the end of stage 2. But now that also means everybody's grouped back together, and we saw so much carnage and chaos at the start of stage 2. We're going to see it again for the stage win as JCR Clashin will take him to green. They make contact across the line. Here comes the 22 Akari. Going to try the outside. Ducks behind the 20. The 45 of Sir Gillian's is going to make his way through too as the leaders stay side by side. Oh, the 20's in. They make contact again. Oh, the 22 is going to squeak by. McLovin losing a ton of time. Here comes the 22 with the run. 1 lap to go.
That was it.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, I was going to say.
The 23.
It was a hard task for these guys to keep it all contained for a long run. How about a 1-lap dash? And I'll tell you, that 20 car is probably not happy with the 23. They've been working together all day. And that's how it comes down to for the stage 2 victory, and costing the 20 car a ton of positions as he drops to 11th.
Especially when you have been probably one of the fastest cars all day. You now have to make up all that ground after this stage, as everybody's going to come down pit road again and get ready for stage 3. The 23, though, gets the stage win, and look at what we have here. 2 drivers stay out. Edtho and K2005 elect to stay out, and MFF Edtho will officially have led a lap as he leads him to green. Here comes Kari.
Kari with the jump, gonna take it 3 wide into turn 1 and into the lead. The 22 goes. Clashin's gonna follow him. The 77's gonna take the high lane early, him and the 3 car. And those guys have about a 1 lap tire difference. I want to see how that's gonna pay off for them in this final stage. They're nearly 4 wide into turn 3.
They were 4 wide for a hot second, but Kari able to take advantage of the 77 on 2 lap older tires, and immediately Eto went from leading him across the line to now being in third just a lap later. Oh, he's gonna try and look low on the 23. Not gonna get there as JCR chasing holds on to second, but they are all straight line behind him. As now here comes the 19 of Shack Attack, looking to go up a couple of spots. Can he sneak in front of the 77 of Eto? No, and he's about to get freight trained.
Things are getting really dicey up there.
Eto holds on to third. Sir Gillians will hold on to fourth. MN Pro Trader in the 5 will move himself up a spot. Now potentially more as he looks to the inside of the 45. Gonna dive it into turn 1. He will shoot up.
Oh, that checked up. Gillians around he goes, spinning across the apron and backs it into the inside barrier. The 45 takes a massive hit to the inside wall. And that just might be race over for the 45, unless that's enough to warrant a caution, which I don't think it was, as we're still green here. So
only
Eto
one
in third.
car.
And then you got Pro Trader, who benefited from that slider into turn 1. Looks like the 9 car Stag Slayer is out of the race in this final stage.
The 45 might be parking it here, might have sustained too much damage. He's coming down to take a look at it on pit road, as I think the 9 is also down.
Yeah, just saw the 9 car Stag Slayer out of the race along with the 10. 45 had a pretty bad wreck there.
45
oh,
off
Nisley's into the wall. The 1 car, Davey Allison, is parked up against the wall, comes down. And that might be another one biting the dust. That was a big hit for the 1 car.
Yep, the 45 is off of pit road. Davey Allison
is out.
Yep, too much damage sustained off of that. And then there were 12 left standing as JCR Clashin still running second to MFF Kari, your race leader, and continues to be. I will switch my stream over.
I can't help myself. I'm just so impressed with the 77 car of Eto. The way he has started out this season, I have not seen this speed out of him all of last season. Like, the confidence is through the roof right now if I'm Ed. Like, I just want a stage. I got a podium finish last week. He's got a car that's able to run up front with guys like Clashin and Kari, some of the fastest guys here. Like, if he can just stay with them, minimize mistakes, he might be in contention for another podium, if not something more.
Boy, like I said at Daytona, if MFF Eto gets a stage win, you saw how we reacted there. If MFF Eto can come away with a win, it will blow the roof off the place, I swear. And there's not much of a roof here to blow off, so. Oh, they get loose up in front of them, though. Everybody keeps it straight and together. How about the 5 of MN Pro Trader riding in the top 5 right now as the 23 shuffles out of line. The 77 allows him back up.
He was
but he goes low. MN Pro Trader leaves him enough room. The top 4 stay together here. Top 5, sorry, and 6th.
Clashin was peeking the nose on the outside because the inside didn't work. He tried the outside. Kari blocked that one off as well. He's going to try the inside again. Nothing there. But yeah, you got Ed, Pro Trader, 3rd and 4th. Shack Attack and Mafia CEO 11. I'm just going to call him McLovin. The name change is not working for me. So McLovin had that issue on that one lap dash to stage 2 where he ended up like 11th or whatever. And he's been trying to claw, both him and Shack Attack have been trying to claw their way back up from adversity. And are both running 5th and 6th right now.
Yeah,
as he's side by side with Sir Gillians, who's a lap down at the very least after his incident earlier. Trying to get back into this thing and hope for a caution.
And what a shame, too, for the 45 of Sir Gillians. He had a, well, looked to potentially be a top 5 run going.
Battle for the lead. Clashin outside Akari. To the lead. If he can clear him off a turn 2. They're dead even. He tags the wall a bit. That's going to slow him down. Ed's going to shuffle out the 22, and he could potentially take over 2nd place away from the 22 Akari, who is stuck on the bottom with no one but the 45 behind him, who's going to try to take him 3 wide. Why is he doing that? He's a lap car. He's trying to get his lap back. He wants to get back into this thing, and he's on fresh tires, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Again, this is not for the lead. This is a car trying to get one of his laps back. Clashin is your leader. Ed, though, in 2nd. He's peeking the nose, trying to look for the lead here. Nothing there. Pro Trader right behind these two in P3 in that 5 car. Running really strong here. Then you got McLovin, who's gotten ahead of the 22 of MFF Kari. And then the 19 of Shack Attack. Kind of playing caboose here of this train. Just kind of following along, saving his fuel, trying to think of a strategy plan. But yeah, you got the 45 of Sir Gillians unlapped himself. Clashin's still the leader. Now, how many laps 45. Down?
I think I have no idea, to be fair. Right now we're on lap number 98. We'll look back.
Ooh, Ed tags the wall. It's close. Pro Trader tries to take advantage of it. He's looking to the inside. The 45 had a bit of a lag spike. And in front of the leader of all people. That's a nervous sight.
About 2 laps down still.
Oh, these guys need to get it together. The 5 car also tags the wall. And here comes the 20. Things are getting dicey. 2nd on back.
Oh, and pinching the 19.
And that's going to scrub off even more speed with that contact between the 77 and the 19. They need to regather, regroup, and try to hunt that 23 back down. The 20 car McLovin, I thought he was going to signal the pit. He actually let the 22 go. And he's going to surrender 2nd. He's going to let Kari take control and lead them back to the front. Shack Attack trying to take a swing down to the bottom of turn 1 to get around the 77 of Ed, though, and he does. The 77 lost quite a bit of time there.
Scraped the wall out of turn 4, he did. Or going into turn 1, he did.
I think we're going to have some cars pitting this time. That's about half the group. Clashin, Kari, Pro Trader, Ed, all getting in there pretty hot. We'll see if they all get out unscathed. And then you got other cars are going to stay out, and that includes the 20 and the 19. 3 cars on pit road. The 24 is exiting. Big Dog's coming down pit road.
Oh no, I think we're hearing that the 22 of the MFF Kari might have the black flag here, or the penalty for pitting too fast onto pit road.
And
5, the 23 off. He did.
Yep.
The 22 shoots a hole in his race. Is MFF Ed though? Look at the 5. Pro Trader comes out ahead of the 23.
Wow, what a stop for Pro Trader.
23 though wastes no time of getting back by him. The 5 gonna try the inside. With no help on the outside, it might... No, never mind. The 23 is going to be able to use the momentum from the outside, and he will clear the 5 of Pro Trader. As right now the leader is currently the 20 car, as you see on the inside. But they will clear him out of 2. That should put the 23 back to the front. And it does. 23, now your leader again, the 5 of Pro Trader. He's in second. The 20 of McLovin, rebounding fairly well, I would say, after starting in the back. Near the back of the pack here at the start of this stage, this final stage. He's now found himself in fourth, sorry. Wait, if he's in 4th, who's in 3rd? Because...
No, he's 3rd. Clashton's the leader.
Oh, no, sorry. No, I'm getting him confused with MFF Ed, though. My bad. MFF Ed, though, is your 4th place driver. The 19 of Shack Attack riding around, rounding out the top 5. But what a disappointment for Kari, though. Getting the speeding penalty under green flag conditions. Not what you want to see from the guy we expected to really have a strong season here. Not really having a strong ending to the race as he would have wanted after pitting in 3rd. But Ed, though, quietly in the top 5 yet again. Now has help from the 19. Is that going to help the 77 catch up to the 20? Wondering if the 20 is close enough to sniff the lead draft here. He might just be getting just a little hint of it. That wouldn't be good for either the 77 or the 19, as the 19 of Shack Attack goes by Ed, though. It is now Shack Attack will take over the 4th spot. Ed, though, looking to just be the pusher here. He wants to be the guy helping, not leading.
I think this is a move that'll benefit the both of them, because right now I think even Ed knows that 19 car is really quick. Plus he has the tire advantage by 1 lap, so it makes sense to have the 19 car be the lead car of this duo, and Ed just can follow along as they catch the top 3 who are getting strung out a bit. The 5 car Pro Trader kind of losing touch of the leader. We haven't seen... And he hasn't even seen this car, how it handles up at the front. He's been kind of mid-pack, trying to get to the front. And now he's kind of figuring out what kind of car he has, following the leader. And so far he's been doing a really good job. But now here comes the 20 car McLovin, with his 1 lap fresher tires, closing in on the top 2. Clashton getting really close to the wall, using every inch of this pavement that he can. Might have got a little bit too close there, but not too bad. He's still in the lead. But Pro Trader getting up to his bumper. And the 20 car is caught back. Wait a minute.
Oh, the 20 loose out of turn 4. He'll scrape the outside wall.
And moves Shack Attack up into 3rd place. And the 19's around. I think a lag storm's approaching the track. In front of the 45, who's...
Oh, and that could bring out the yellow.
That has to be a caution. There is rain on the track. There's cars zigzagging. I don't know if I'm the only one seeing it. But the 20 car, his car, he didn't even hit the wall. His car just stopped right in the tracks of the 5. So there was some lag going on. That does bring out the yellow. And the 19, I think he got down to the inside trying to avoid the 20, and the problem with the bottom lane in 1 and 2 is that there's hardly any grip down there, and he He also probably could have got down to the apron and spun out that way, because these cars aren't really set up to run the inside here at Kansas, and it could just be the 20 car, because right now he's the only car that I'm seeing that's zigzagging right now. That was a really massive crash for the 19, and unfortunately for the 45 of Sir Gillians, who had already caught a bad break, got involved into another wreck that he had no shot at getting through. Just couldn't react quick enough. So right now pit road is closed, unless... I mean, we got enough laps on these tires. I think we're just gonna let everyone catch up and then pit road will open. So Gillians and Big Dog are gonna get their laps back. As we get a look at the running order here as it stands.
Yep, they're going to get the wave around, and then once they get back in the line, everybody will come down pit road.
See, it's moments like these on this game that kind of make me wish, you know what, maybe it was best if they left the plug pulled. Like, honestly, like every other race I've either been in or seen, lag has been a factor. Like, the servers are just not... Kansas seems to be one of the odd tracks to where it's at its worst. I don't know why. Same with Homestead. There's just some tracks where the lag is really bad. I don't know if it's just like...
Oh, the 5 is going to stay out!
And
the 77 of Ethos stays out!
That was a very last-second decision by both of those guys. I don't like that. I don't think this is going to work, but they know something I don't. So we'll see. Also, apologies to anyone listening if anyone hears any fan noise. It's really hot here in the booth, and the AC unit is broken. So if you guys hear fan noise hitting the microphone, I apologize for that.
So, there was some miscommunication on when pit road actually opened. So, no matter...
That makes more sense.
What happens here, that's what I'm hearing on the chatter. Pit road was not officially open. So now this will be a non-competitive pit stop. Everybody will stay where they were when they came down. Edtho and the 5 will come down, make their stops, and they will go to where they were running when everybody decided to come down.
Field here, the 23 should still be the leader. The 20 car is back on pit road. I don't know if he stopped already or not under this caution. It's been kind of a mix-up here, so I think we're gonna be under caution for a bit as they try to get everything sorted out.
Still getting the positions figured out. Alright, so we still have the one mandatory pit stop left. As the 41 of Big Dog Turner deciding to go down, fix his damage through all the confusion. So this should be the lap we're going green on. It'll give the 41 enough time to catch back up to the field, which he has done now.
This is a good thing for Kari, who got that speeding penalty under green with that pit stop. This caution is a lucky break for guys like him that were pretty much taken out of contention with their penalties, and with this it pretty much hits the reset button. So Kari is back in the fight in this 22 car. He's got a little bit of work to do though. If he looks to be starting where he is, that'll be 7th, but He's got a fast enough race car to get back up there, so I'll be keeping an eye on this 22. But also, looks like that extra stop from the 20 car. He will be starting tail end of the line. So he's back with the 45 and the 41. And I think that's because of the lag procedure, because he was the lagging car. He is, by rule, told to drop to the tail end of the line. And this should be, oh, a bit of a checkup there for this restart. Clashin gets the jump on everybody, kind of caught everyone except for the 77 of Ed, though, sleeping. And good job by Ed to capitalize on that, to take second place. Already jumping to the top a bit early for that, considering his car's not up to speed yet.
Yeah, you caught the 5 by surprise. The 5 was like, all right, I guess I'll go up too. He had to check up to get in line with the 77, and that lost a couple of drivers a ton of time. We see Sir Gillians moving his way up. I want to double check to see if he is on the lead lap.
I don't think he is. Oh, but he's in the wall. So even if he was, that would have been a big hit. So B. Nizzy in the 24 car. He's up into P4 now. He gained a lot of spots from where he was running.
So the 45 is still 1 lap down. So still an on fat to the 45 was trying to get in front of the leaders to get his lap back and try and get back in front in case another yellow were to come out for whatever reason. But JCR Clashin holding on to the lead, and MFF though capitalizing.
Gillian's that car is out of control. He nearly collected a wreck with Kari. Kari took evasive action, went all the way to the white paint down to the apron to get by him. Luckily, his car is still all in one piece. Didn't slow down too much, but that was a very close call, as the top 3 are getting settled in. But B. Nizzy, him and the cars behind him, they were getting organized. That 24 is getting into the picture. Yeah, we haven't seen much of the 24 car. He's looking to go for 3rd place. He's going to go to the inside of that 5 car for 3rd place.
Doesn't have any help, and he didn't really take much of a run, but he did just take a shot from pushing P. Fulton, pushing the 24 down, and he will move himself up to 4th. Here comes the 19 of Shack Attack. Caught up in the wreck, and now here he is, finds himself back inside the top 5.
Yeah, if I'm that 24, I'm getting back in line, so I don't lose any more spots. And you got the 20 and the 22 catching back up here as well. But right now, it is still JCR Clashin in that 23 car in the lead. But for how long? The 77 car tried to peek to the inside.
We have 15 laps.
I kind of bunched him up a little bit. A couple of those cars tagged the wall. I think Ed hit it a little bit. He's got a little bit of damage to his car. We'll see how that affects the handling. But he's hanging in there, man.
He is.
Momentum is a real thing, I'll tell you.
It definitely is. We heard it all last year. Momentum is definitely real, especially in this game. And if you're a guy like Etta, you're definitely on a high right now. And we got 14 laps to go and still 1 mandatory pit stop left. So this field will not be the same as you see it now. When this race is over, the question is in which way. Those questions will be answered here in the coming laps, when we can't really put a finger on just because of the varying pit strategies that we should see. But I think everybody's going to try and run it as close to the end as possible. Probably within the final 5 laps, we'll probably see a good handful of these guys in the front come down.
I'm watching Kari. I'm watching all of this action go down. And just like everyone else in line, I'm coming up with a game plan here. If there really is one more mandatory stop, at what point do I pit? Do I pit with anyone? When? And do I have enough tires to where I can just take a splash and go? Ed, though, in the 77 to the inside.
He will be coming down this time. The 62 showing the inside as well. They both come down.
Smooth entry for both of them. Got a little bit close. We'll see how it fares for the both of them. Shack Attack now up into third.
And then Pro Trader moves himself up to second. We'll see if this quick pit strategy will work. Just a splash and go. Enough fuel for the end of the race. And that will do it for the 77. His pit obligation is over as the 62 went with tires. The 77 coming out miles ahead of Push MP Fulton, leaving the 77 on an island of his own and no drafting help when he comes out on track.
If I'm either of those two cars, I am wincing right now the more these cars stay out, because they are still in line, and with the 5 of them they are going faster than they would be with just a group of 2. Even with checkups like those, the 20, the 22 getting together, as the 19 nearly put the 22 in the wall there for a second. They're still going faster than they would be if they were running by themselves, so the longer they continue to do that, the more ground that they're likely going to gain on the 77 and the 62 at the end of this thing.
Yeah, and Edtho right now currently running 10th out of the 12 drivers that are remaining in this race. And that just means he is the last car in the lead lap here with 9 laps to go, or 8 laps to go, sorry. He is a lap down. And he's actually just on the tail end of the leader cars with the 55 of Keith ahead of him. However, because he just did a splash and go, there's no tire variance between the leaders and the 77 that would lend any advantage to the 77 in gaining any sort of time at all. And they continue to stay out. These leaders will pit, I'm guessing, with how they've done it so far, or at least how they did in stage 1, within the final 5, just to get that quick 3-second splash. As we have 5.5 laps to go now. No drivers showing the inside line yet. You got to think all 5 will be coming down together. And I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and say that the 20 will be the only car that would stay out, try to run an extra lap just to put that much less fuel in his car, as nobody's showing the inside line yet.
Yeah, they are.
Scratch that. The 23, the 5, the 19, and the 22 all show the inside. And what did I say? The 20 will stay out another lap. And the question that every Phantom fan is wondering is, where will Edtho shake up? He will get his lap back, or at least get past all the cars that were ahead of him. Where will he shake up in all this? Will the staying out an extra lap help the 20 of Mick Lovin?
For the 23 and the 19, the 22, a little more time on pit road. Clashin's going to gain a ton of time. And there you see the difference. Oh, but there's a car in the grass. B, Nizzy and Pro Trader make contact.
Whoa!
Coming out of the pits. That's probably going to be a caution. Oh, but it's, how many laps do we have left? I don't think it is. no in-game caution comes out. And it's less than 5 to go, so there's no caution. Wow.
And that killed the run the 77 had. The 77 had a shot at being able to catch up to one of the leaders, but now no shot.
That took the 5 car out of it too.
As now it is just the 20 and the 23 as it has been all day. I believe this is the white flag lap. 1 lap left. Or no, sorry.
Yeah, we got, I think, another one after
2. I think we got 2 laps left. I'm going to assume it's the 1 just in case. If they go back again, that'd probably be what the 20 wants.
If I'm that 20 car, am I thinking about what happened in stage 2 if I get to him?
And it is. This will be the white flag lap. 1 lap to go. Does the 20 have enough time? The gap closing. He scrapes the wall through turns 1 and 2. The 23 trying to break the draft. Runs the inside. 20 gonna dive bomb it into turn 3. Oh, he's gonna try the video game move into the wall. That'll do it for the 20. Give it to the 23.
Whoa.
Of JCR Clashing, who I believe is your winner? Did he? I think they were having a little fun there at the end, but did that cost the 23 the win? No, it didn't.
He got it. Damn showboaters.
JRC Clashing, the race winner, the 23 of McLovin, will be your second place car. As I believe the 19 of Shack Attack. Yes, the 19 of Shack Attack will be third. Kari in fourth. MN Pro Trader rounds out the top 5. MFF Edo 6th. P. Fulton 7th. Keithan 8th. K2005 9th. 10 will go to Big Dog. B. Nizzy in 11th. Sir Gillian's 12th. And then Allison, Stag Slayer, and Hockey. All DNFs. And Big Dog will actually be scored in the 12th spot. Just coming over the radio. Must have gotten a late race penalty that lost him a lap. That would effectively put him in the 12th spot. Last of the drivers that were running at the end of this one. We wait for the drivers to come up into the booth here. There is the 19 of Shack Attack. He's up here with us right now. Third place driver. Still waiting on the 22 of Kari. And the 23 of JCR Clash.
The 22 didn't. It was the 20.
Oh, it's 20. That's right. My bad. That's my bad. Sorry, I'm looking at the event entry list. I don't know why I got those things confused. I'm tired, yo.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Ed?
Not much, man. Pretty good racing there.
Oh, I loved it. Loved how many drivers we had in the field tonight. That definitely made it fun to watch.
Everybody.
Yep, still waiting on McLovin and Clashing.
Alright, McLovin's in. Let me...
Yeah, we got McLovin here. I guess while we wait, I guess I can interview our third place finisher.
Hello?
Yeah, you
If he
do
is,
third
good
and
with
second. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you do third and second, and then I'll do the winner and Etho.
Alright.
Seems how
All
it goes
right.
in here.
I heard your voice, Shack Attack. You got me. So P3, after a up and down day, you had a car that was good enough to run up front. You were in contention there with the lead guys. Had a mishap on pit road, I think in stage 2, that set you back, but you're able to come back from that. Just describe to me how your race went.
Pretty much that. Up, down, up, down. Then I guess it was up, then down, and then up, and then like consistently across the board. I don't know. I really don't know. Sped coming onto pit road because I ran out of gas coming into pit road. Like when I went to go shift down, the car like sputtered at the same time, so it like made me jolt forward and made me speed. Came back from that, and then I guess there was a little bit of a lag, and I got my front end got spiked into, and it made me spin. And I was high-sided on the apron, so I was trying to get off the apron, and it finally, when the rear tires caught, it sped up in the middle of the track, and unfortunately I collected the 45 in there. Caution came out, pitted, and then just kind of riding and kind of like seeing when to pit. Pitted, decided to take no tires. I'm not one that normally doesn't take tires, so when I came off pit road, I forgot to register in my brain to go from first to second, like right off, and like completely lost control. Probably could have stayed up there with Fashion a little bit closer if I hadn't like came fishtailing off pit road. But other than that, I mean, another third place. I'm so sick and tired of finishing third to McLovin, but I guess it is what it is.
Hey, it's a good bounce back. It'll definitely help points-wise. And please, stick with the car, because I kept forgetting you were the 19.
Oh, I just did that because I wanted to be funny.
Yeah. Well, we were laughing up here, trust me.
And I've never driven Toyota, so I was like, let me give Toyota a chance.
I knew Kari was a bad influence, because he does it every season. So, but yeah,
Every
good.
race, more like it.
It feels like it. So, yeah, so Shack Tech in the 19 car, getting a third place finish. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
And now let's get to second place. One spot short of the victory. Good comeback there with what happened in the final stage of McLovin. You got a copy.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and looked like you had a really good car to start off with. You were up there as well with Clash and Shaq, all those guys up at the front. And then that issue in the final stage, I gotta ask, what happened there?
So I'm on hotspot because I travel for work, so I guess I had a lag, like an instant lag for maybe a second, which is kind of unfortunate, but overall, good recovery. Drove back through the field again. It was a little harder in that last little run there because 2 guys were ghosted for me, so I was getting no draft off of them.
Ooh.
Which didn't help my straightaway speed at all. But we recovered as much as we could. I'd say the car was really good considering the same as that car finished 1, 2, 3. So, I mean, it's a good setup. I think I owe Clashin for stage 2 finish.
Yeah, so I was going to be my next question.
Walling me. But, I mean, I was glad I was able to talk him into coming back for one night and racing. Had fun racing with him all night. And at the end, I was like, maybe I can get it back here. I knew I was a little too far, but I was like, screw it. I'm a Carl Edwards there to like Kansas and see what happens. And came up just an inch short. But fun race, and congrats to Clashing.
And just like Carl Edwards, it didn't work. It's definitely an exciting race that you guys put on there, especially towards the end. With wasn't sure what was going on there with y'all getting together, but it was good run for you, and definitely helped points wise as you're catching up with the rest of the guys. So good run.
Yes, sir.
That is our second place finisher. Now Walbridge can interview our winner.
And JCR Clashin, your race winner in the 23. You got your ears on?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, walk me through your race. You were a dominant one today. No matter what happened on the track, you always seem to find yourself up in the lead, if not in the top 3. Walk me through your race, brother.
Yeah, it was a pretty smooth race for the most part. It took me until stage 3 to learn how to get on the pit road again, but The car was good, thanks to Mafia CEO Lovin. Didn't really have to tweak much on it, but the car was good. I don't really have much, not very good at interviews, but don't really have much.
Yeah, well, for a guy who has stepped away from the game for a hot minute, you definitely took no time at all getting yourself to the lead. Was it just like confidence out of the gate in what you had in the 23 that really helped you hold your own tonight, or is there something else involved?
I mean, I still had my ego going into the race. I wish I had the Rowdy Energy car, but the Bubba Wallace scheme has been pretty good for me. But I wasn't expecting to lead any laps. I wasn't expecting to finish in the top 5 because I haven't played this game in probably 9 months, and definitely not very good on controller, so that surprised me.
He's JCR. We don't lack confidence. We know we can get on track and always win.
So I'm actually pretty interested now that you are on here and now
No.
you have a win.
I could have told you that answer.
Hey, it was at least worth the ask. You got to keep the hype up at least.
I mean, it does pay $100 for the championship win, and you did get $5 for the win tonight.
That's
so.
like toilet paper to clash with.
I mean, you never know what my future is, but I mean, just McLovin getting me here tonight was that was the.
I had to pull teeth. I had to pull teeth to get him here, boys. It's gonna be hard to come back again.
Well, since you did win a race, you are invited to the All-Star event if you want to show up.
Is it a road course?
I'm putting up $30 to the win for the All-Star
Is it a road
race,
course?
so-
I want to know too.
I think a lot of guys would be unhappy if it was a road course.
I would not be.
Well, that's going to be my only shot.
That is also true. I know I'm not doing anything involved in any All-Star event because I will be the stinker of the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't play this game anymore yet. Somehow I keep getting dragged back over here. So.
But hey,
All-Star will be
JCR.
Vegas.
But hey, want to give you a big thanks for racing tonight, and also a bigger congratulations on the win. Definitely showing that he still has that JCR talent to go with the name.
I wouldn't say that. Got lucky, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
And now we'll move on. Seeing as how he's here, I hate leaving him out. We'll talk to Ed though while he's here.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, another strong performance out of you. The last green flag pit stop definitely didn't help you. Definitely wasn't how you wish it probably would have gone. But walk me through the race. You definitely had one to remember here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, MFF gave me a strong car, man. Like always, it's very fast. It can run in the draft right there with everyone. It could hit low threes and all, so it was really, really fast car. I was mainly lifting a lot tonight, just try to stay back, try to stay off everyone. Kept flirting with the wall a lot. That's what hurt me a good bit in the stages. I kept brushing that wall, but that final pit stop, man, I knew that if I had stayed out and only had like 30-40% on my tires when I pitted, I'd get real loose coming off pit road. So I pitted a little early thinking, maybe I can gain some time coming off pit road. But then the 24 spun because I guess his tires got wore on coming off pit road, and he spun. And I ended up hitting him, and that's what caused me to lose so much time to the leaders. Instead of finishing second, I brought him home sixth. But hey, it is what it is. Racing.
Yeah, you still were, I think at the end of it, when I was seeing, you were still one of the top 4 drivers in points after the amount of stage wins or stage points that you had throughout the race. So it's definitely still a good points day for you.
Yeah.
Is there, now that you've gotten 3 races under your belt and they've been fairly good and you've been having this improvement, I mean, we won't count the last pit stop, but you were in the top 3 when that happened again. If the pit stop worked out a little better, you'd be up here with the top 3. Is there a sense of momentum that you feel going on right now after having 3 strong runs to start the season?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I put in a lot of practice, and I got some things figured out with the wheel settings too that's helped me out tremendously. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Watkins Glen's coming up. I don't know how good I am there, but I feel real confident in Texas. So
Is there a track that's coming up in the next? Well, you already listed the next two, but is there a track coming up here in the more recent future that you think maybe you might be able to jump up a couple more spots to maybe maybe number one?
yeah, I'm kind of slow at Martinsville. New Hampshire, I'm good. Pocono, I'm decent. Talladega's a crapshoot, so we'll have to see how it runs.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations on another strong run. I know it wasn't the ending you wish it did, but hey, it was still a good points day, and that'll keep you up there where you want to be.
Yes, sir.
And that will
Thank you
do
guys in
it.
the booth.
We're just happy to be here. Definitely know where I'd want to be on a Saturday night, other than here with Phantom, and especially with the race that we saw tonight. 15 drivers, ended with 12. Some guys had some damage they could not come back from. That took them out of the race. But hey, it was still good fun. Definitely a lot of drivers to keep an eye on for the rest of the season if they do continue to show up. And I think that will do it here for tonight in the Phantom Racing series. If you did like what you saw here tonight, definitely like and subscribe. We go live every Saturday at 9 p.m. And I think that's it for me. Timmy, you got anything else?
No, I think that's it. It was a good race. Glad to see a lot of people turn out for this race tonight. Hopefully we can keep it up.
All right, I think that will do us here for Phantom. I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you.